Iraq has deployed armored vehicles to its border with Syria following surprise offensive of the opposition fractions led by Islamist Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS. The Syrian insurgents' advance in Syria has caused concerns in Iraq. The Iraqi Defence Ministry stated on Monday that armored units of the Iraqi army were sent to reinforce the border, from the western border town of al-Qaim to the border with Jordan further south. Any infiltration on the Syrian-Iraqi border is absolutely impossible, because of the fortifications and the combat units located there, Interior Ministry spokesman General Moqdad Miri said on the same day. The Defense Ministry added that similar forces were deployed along the border further north in Nineveh province. Iraq's decision to amass armored vehicles on the border follows last week's escalation of tension in Syria, where opposition forces captured the country's second-largest Aleppo city, forcing Basahar al-Assad's forces to retreat. Syrian opposition groups have captured a large amount of military vehicles from the government forces and continue to make gains. Earlier, Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported that 200 fighters from a pro-Iran Iraqi armed group were being sent into Syria to support government forces. Syrian insurgents have marched into wide government-controlled areas in northern Syria, capturing large parts of the country's largest city and its international airport, as well as dozens of nearby villages and towns. The stunning offensive by insurgents led by the Salafi jihadi group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, triggered the heaviest clashes in the country since a March 2020 ceasefire brokered by Turkey and Russia, who back rival sides in the conflict, brought relative calm to northern Syria. The push by insurgents came as Lebanon's Hezbollah group has withdrawn much of its fighters into Lebanon over the past few years, and Russia, that played an instrumental role in the conflict, has been bogged down by the war in Ukraine. After taking large parts of Aleppo province, including the provincial capital that carries that same name, and southern parts of the northwestern province of Idlib, the insurgents tried to march toward the central city of Hama but have so far been stopped by government forces and pro-government paramilitary groups. Russian and Syrian Air Force carried out dozens of airstrikes over the past days, inflicting heavy casualties among the insurgents. 5 countries have military presence in Syria, including the US that has troops deployed in the country's east, Turkey that controls parts of northern Syria, Israel that has presence in the Golan Heights, and Iran that has been a main backer of Assad. Russia has presence in government-held areas mainly along the Mediterranean coast that is home to the only Russian naval base outside the former Soviet Union. Syrian rebels have captured a large number of heavy equipment and weapons belonging to Assad's army. Among the seized weapons are the Smerch BM-30 rocket launcher system belonging to the Russian army stationed in Syria and supporting the Assad army, the Acacia self-propelled artillery unit, the Brem-1 repair evacuation vehicle, 2 armored infantry fighting vehicles, each including T-72A and T-55 AMV tanks, and 2 T-72AV tanks. In addition, SAV armored vehicles manufactured in Iran and mainly used by the employees of the Syrian Ministry of Internal Affairs, have been looted. It should be noted that the rebels started the operation in recent days and managed to capture a large number of equipment, weapons and ammunition, as well as airplanes.
اللهم لك الحمد غنائم إخوانكم المجاهدين هذا فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء اللهم لك الحمد حتى ترضى
أكبر عزة لله. غرفة عمليات فجر الحرية، اغتنام دبابة ثانية في مطار النقل العسكري. الله أكبر.
حاليا نحن مدينة خان شيخون بالشحم، يعني أول مرة بيغتنموا الشباب مدرعات روسية. تفرجوا على المدرعات.